Hey love bugs, welcome to Love Grind. I'm Ebony, your host, and I'm glad to be here with you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I'm so happy that you did. Love bugs, I just want to let you know I am not a licensed therapist. So if you or anybody you know are suffering from addiction of any sort, please get professional help. All right, so I'll give you guys that heads up. Also, I want to remind you to please get on YouTube, Instagram, Snap, Apple Podcasts, wherever we're at, which is almost everywhere. So please get on there and like and subscribe, comment. I would love to hear from you. Reaching all kinds of different people, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to start doing videos soon, how I get Love Grind out on the air. All right, tonight, Love Bugs, we're going to talk about something that's been bothering me for quite some time, about traditional roles of women and men, okay? I'm trying to teach my children those traditional roles. I have boys and I have girls, and it's kind of almost oxymoron to do so, especially when you're faced with all kinds of people who have not been taught those same skills. You know what I'm saying? I met this guy at McDonald's the other night. Cute guy. He was asking me about my podcast. He was asking me about my audio, saying he had a children's book and he was interested in getting on audio, and I was fine with that. Matter of fact, I need to get cards, love bugs. He's going to tell me, do I have an Instagram? I told him I did. I direct him to it. And so when I get back to the house, I'm looking at my Insta. He's on there asking me if I'm single or married. I proceed to answer his questions, and you know, this day and age, these gentlemen are not taking the wheel. They're waiting for us to do so. So eventually, after several messages, I said, so do you want to go to dinner or hang out? Like, what's the plan here? Can't keep messaging forever. He tells me he doesn't know how long he's going to be in the Denver area, even though he just told me he was living here. I had a poetry slam to go to last night, and he said, well, why didn't you invite me to the poetry slam? I'm like, dude, I just barely met you. I don't know you. He said, why didn't you invite me over? I just barely met you. Why didn't you invite me over? And already I was turned off for a couple of reasons, love bugs. Here's why. You're supposed to be the hunter. You're supposed to be the aggressor. And so I have to take the lead. And when I have to do so, then therefore I become masculine and you become emasculated. And that's the whole setup problem for relationship. One thing about my ex is he always took the wheel most of the time. And I like that. And men told me what to do and not in a malicious way. Just, I am man, you're going to listen. And it was a kind of a turn on for me, especially when I see all of these men these days and they can't do that. They want to either live in your home or they want to get something from you. And that goes for women also, love bugs. Let's not get it twisted. Women are included in this also. There's so many women who want to be dependent on a man for his finances, for what he has, what he can do for her. And the purity of meeting somebody and falling for them simply because you like them is off the table. I mean, organically, we're not even meeting each other like that anymore. It's always online or through somebody, and it's really taking a toll. These women, the first thing they want to do is ask you, hey, let me get some money. And that is so disrespectful to me. So you should be thriving before you meet a man, and you should be able to meet the man, if not in the middle, at least a quarter of a way. Nobody wants to take care of you because you have tits and ass. I mean, it's a good thing to have, though. I mean, it does work out well for us, but that is something that you have to deal with internally when you go to sleep at night. Like, I'm not bringing anything except for these tits and ass. Men get stressed out also when they start to worry about bills and economic presence and how they're going to take care of their family. And if you're just laying up and you're not doing anything, that's not going to end well. And when I say not doing anything, love bugs, I'm also talking about emotionally, being supportive, being an ear to listen to, being somebody they can toss around ideas with if there's issues. And you guys also know this day and age, two people have to be working basically, or bringing something in, or the household won't run. Rent's so fucking expensive, especially here in Denver. If it's a setup to where the man is financially stable and he knows that you are coming in barely with anything, and he's okay with taking care of you, that's okay. That's good for your relationship. But eventually, internally, will you feel a certain way? Because I know I would. When men have all the money, love bugs, most of the time, or a woman is the breadwinner, it doesn't really sit well in that relationship because eventually there's going to be a jealousy issue, even if it's not intentional, subconsciously. If you know she's making more money than you, eventually something's going to come out like, you're trying to control me or you think you're better than me. And you might not be thinking that, but somehow it slides into that relationship because you are making more of the money. If you're a woman and you go into a relationship with a man who has money, he's going to always be thinking maybe you're only with him for that money. Might not be your intentions. It is nice. It is very nice for somebody to take control. I've never had anything like that. To kind of just pay all the bills and I lay back. There's no need to worry, and he is not coming at me like, where's my money? You owe this. I'm taking this. Those are dynamics that we have to set up traditionally and internally. Unless you really just don't give a shit about how you feel at night, or you really don't care about what you're bringing, as long as you're twerking or as long as you're doing this, it's okay. When those doors open, then other doors open, love bugs. Like, well, I'm making all the money, I can stay out till whenever I want. Or because you're home all day doing nothing, even though you might be doing something, I get to do X, Y, Z. Those doors start to open, floodgates open, toxicity happens, codependency develops, and love addiction. Because then you're trying to find the approval of your mate, when all the while, if it would have started off solid, traditionally, it could have been something really good. When I had my breakup, he took all of my things, and I remember asking him why. He said it was because of my mouth, because he warned me and I owed money. And I thought we were in a relationship and we were a team, and turned out the whole time he was taking tally. And that's what happens when you enter a relationship where one partner might have more than the other, or if you both don't have anything and you think you're working together, it is not like that. And these are basic human reactions to things. You give, I take, you take, I give. It ends up badly. So you have to be willing to put your part in to reciprocate. Now, traditional roles are, men are usually the breadwinners, and they're usually able and capable and willing to take care of their families. Those roles are being thrown out the door, not due to only economic prices going up and skyrocketing, love bugs, but due to just the culture. Why should I have to pay everything and you do nothing? But it never was like that. Women always do something. Matter of fact, women do most of the something. Take care of the children, run the household, which is not an easy task or feat. So don't ever think that it is, if you're a homemaker, woman or man. But when somebody doesn't equal that to going out to work and bringing in the actual paper, it'll never work. If you have understanding that both jobs are very important, if you take one out, pull one out of that job, it won't run, then it'll be okay. But it seems like nobody can understand that. And who cares who takes out the trash? And who cares who washes the dishes? As long as we're both putting in work, because it's our household. And so, love bugs, that's how it happens when you go into a relationship without those traditional roles in mind. What happens when you have a woman who is not cleaning or not cooking, not working, is doing not too much of anything, but being able to have sex? Good sex, but sex. You start to form a resentment, and it didn't start like that. At first, you thought you would be fine with it, fellas, right? She looks good. She does that thing that you like. But soon enough, it's not enough. And you meet another woman who is maybe able to do those good things in bed and go to work, and clean up and cook. Men complain all the time that they can't find women who are able to cook a meal, a real meal, not like hamburger helper ladies. And that's just not true. I can cook very well, and I did for so many years, 3 meals and more a day. And sometimes you just end up single because that person is not able to appreciate that or take that in, or maybe that's not one of the values that they find important to them in the mate. Now, that doesn't stop them from eating the food and being comfortable with not cooking, but it's just not enough. So clear boundaries are meant to be made when you meet somebody. This is what is important to me and what is not. When you get used to things like that, you become codependent, love bugs. You're dependent on that person to always be there and always accept those things. But as people, we grow and we change, we evolve. And with that, you have to stay up to date with one another. Let each other know, I was okay with you not cooking or cleaning. I was okay with you bringing in all the money, but now I want to go to work. I want to go back to school. And now I want you to do more than that. I want you to cook me a meal. And so if you're upfront, honest with your mate, you can maybe avoid some of these pitfalls that might happen in relationships to form a healthy bond with one another. In healthy relationships, these things are spoken about without vengeance, without aggression, so that you both know that you're on the same page. One partner is not taking tally and the other doesn't know it. And one partner is not being vindictive or feeling bitter because the other partner is not pulling their end of the deal. Why? Because they've talked about it. And so that's something you want to keep in mind, love bugs, all of the time. Be open and honest with your partner. You can never be too open and honest unless you're doing it in a vindictive way. But if you're approaching that person with the right tone, at the right time, hopefully, and I pray that it'll end up well. My role in my relationship, the next one that I enter, will hopefully be one of honesty and openness, where we both are bringing something and we're okay with whatever we're bringing, whatever that is, love bugs. Everyone is different, and what you accept in your relationship is all up to you. If you're okay with that and that's the stage that you set, don't be mad if the stage is set. Be okay with that. Be okay with your values and your morals. Being codependent means many, many things, love bugs. One of the things is needing your partner to do certain things for you. It starts off as a pleasantry, right? Oh, he does this. And it becomes that way. And eventually he's like, oh shit, I gotta keep doing this. And then it becomes a problem. Be clear and precise, fellas, with what you're saying. Women do bring things to the table all of the time. I don't know where this culture came in where, what are you bringing to the table? First of all, I'm bringing me and my body, which you like to be on all of the time. That question should never even be asked, because if you're open and you're healthy, you'll have the answer for that, love bugs. Always remember that. It just makes me scared to think that now I'm single and I don't have many choices of men that I can relate to. And men, you probably don't have many women that you can relate to if you're single. So does that mean we settle, love bugs? I think not. It means I stay single until I can find somebody who's willing and wanting to form a relationship with me. Do you want to go back to the ex? I don't know. I'm conflicted some days. Some days I miss him terribly. And I miss the things he used to do for me and with me, and the things he used to accept about me. But he obviously didn't, because he decided to make it work with somebody else. Remember that. So we can't go back. We got to move forward, but we have to do so in a healthy fashion, love bugs. Always stay self-aware. Always stay self-confident. Know that your boundaries, if they're healthy and not outlandish, are okay to have and keep in place. Love bugs, thanks for joining me tonight here at Love Grind. I'm so happy that you did. Please tune in next week. Remember to get on YouTube and give me a like and a subscribe. I just hope you use your heart in all the decisions you make this week. Love bugs, with empathy, starting with yourself. And until next time, I'm out.